So we are live now, and we already started to talk with each other. We had some changes in the lineup at last minute, which gives us the opportunity to have even more characters being established in Santiago Atitlan. So hello to everybody. This is Atitlan Riders, the second of 3 playtests in May 2018. This is an event on the Gauntlet calendar. The Gauntlet community is organizing this. So thanks to everybody for making this possible. The inclusivity policy of the Gauntlet applies, and the X card is on the table. I know that all players are familiar with the X card, so I don't need to introduce that again. Is that right? That seems very right. Cool. So yeah, Atitlan Riders, second session. So unfortunately, 3 characters from last session can't make it today for various reasons. Some will return next week, but we have 2 more players, and Escher just introduced Julia, the girl with the washing lawn business, the laundry business to us. Yeah, we created her already last time, so I'm looking forward to see how she's interacting with the new cast. And there we have Marta as a new character played by Bethany. Hey, Bethany, good to have you. Do you feel comfortable with telling us what you already know about Marta, and then we can discuss how to fill the gaps? Is that fine for you?
Yeah. Marta is says the thief playbook, which means she has a secret. I'm not sure what that secret is yet. She works on the big lake restoration project. And let's see. What else about her? She comes from a kind of a poor family and is very ambitious to sort of claw her way out of poverty, and might be willing to like screw over other people for that. And
what is necessary is necessary, yes.
Yeah.
I fully understand her.
Let's see. I don't know what else about her.
I see her clothing style you chose cheap in brackets from the Paca.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the Paca is? Or
it's is it like a secondhand shop in the US or similar?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's secondhand clothes, usually from the US, which come here and have quite decent quality. It's much better than the fake Levi's and whatever you can buy in the stores. And still, I already said that last time, still people prefer the fake Levi's than Paca, and I think that's something you have to accept, that it's, although you see the quality, it's something people don't feel good about, like wearing secondhand clothes by Americans.
Yeah.
But people who can't afford do so. But it's a matter of as soon as you can afford something else, you don't buy at the Paca anymore. Us gringos who live here in town, they continue buying at the Paca, and what I wear is like, yeah.
Right. It's kind of the same way where I'm from. You know, you can buy used but like usually good clothes from the Goodwill, or you can buy the cheap clothes from Walmart, and yeah, it's about it's cheaper to get like the actual good stuff, but it's used.
Yeah. It's no judgment there. It's how it is. Yeah, the secret is something interesting. It's one of the broadest of the extras. Like every playbook in Atitlan Riders has an extra, something where you can build your story arc around. And actually, the whole influence mechanic is abstract enough that influence doesn't necessarily mean that it's on a person, but it can also be an institution or even an idea. So your secret can have influence over other people, for example, or over you. and it can do something with you. You can use your secret to do stuff. And but as always with influence, it's also something you want to resolve, something you want to get over of a bad kind of relationship. The secrets here, like I think we discussed that in the chat already a little bit before we played. It should be something which is not known, or how it is done is not known. For example, I have seen in one playtest that it was a secret about a secret weaving technique, and the character was a teacher. The teacher of this weaving, and an ancient weaving technique, very popular, but only few people still know about it. But the secret could obviously also be a criminal enterprise. You could be busy on the drug road, and we switch to playing cartel. You could definitely sell drugs if that is your secret. You could, but it could also be that you know about secret activities in town, immoral activities, like who has a very famous, like here is like all men in power have a second family. So, which is not always such a deep secret, but it's still something where you have leverage over other people by knowing that, or having a child from somebody who is in charge somewhere, like an important evangelical priest, for example. Or the secret could be that you know that a priest is actually worshipping a Mayan god secretly. That was something which was viral here in town a couple of months ago. And the last thing, because of the lake restoration, I was thinking about, and I thought, like, before we start actual play, is there are lots of folk tales around here. And these folk tales still have a lot of power. Many people believe that there is a snake dragon living in the lake. And that is not laughable, because if there actually is a snake dragon, he will eat those which don't believe in him first, I'm sure. So there are many very interesting fairy tales, and if you believe that the lake is actually an ancient creature or a god, or the winds are very important, and that is a secret which is not well known, but as soon as people get to become aware of it, it gives you power over others, and that's what the thief is all about, getting something out of knowing about this secret. Is there anything in between there? What makes sense to you, or would you still would like to wait until you fix your secret?
So I'm looking at this this relationship map, and I kind of want, I kind of want to have it be intertwined with all these other things. And since so much seems to involve the lake, it should probably be something about the lake, or about Chanita Takashoy. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, perfect.
So it also seems to be linked to everyone. Those seem to be the two things that everyone has in common. But there's this question over here on your relationship map. It says, where is the pollution coming from? Maybe I know that.
That sounds good, yeah. Because actually it was Diego knowing the truth, which everybody ignores. And Diego is not here today, Rich, and he will also likely not return. He is busy next Thursday. So it would be perfect if you take that over, because for sure everybody is interested in that.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's have a look at the David's character. Wait a second. The relationship map, by the way, is now in its own sheet on what is called in the sheet sheet 2. Relationship map. I can actually also do that full screen, that relationship map, if you like. But let's now have a look at David's character. Do you feel ready, David, for talking about it?
Sure. So I'll be playing Pedro, an avocado seller, who is also part of this Takaksoi family, which I believe Julia, Asher's character Julia, is as well.
And the mayor of town is, yes.
So Pedro is going to be the righteous playbook, and his belief is in freedom, which he demonstrates with his tuk-tuk by putting symbols of his own country as well as other countries that exhibit freedom in his eyes. And his righteous indignation is that there is not enough participation by all of the folks who are kind of on the fringes of society. Like they're not bothering to go out and get these people's votes. They're just taking votes in the cities and things like this. And they need to make sure they're getting the agricultural lands votes too. So that's a big thing for him.
Yeah. That sounds good. So yeah, so your faith is, and what you're really fighting for is like freedom for the people.
Right. It's not freedom for some of us, it's freedom for all of us. So it can't just be the people in the cities making the decisions.
Cool, yeah. So you could be that you have a quite dangerous life, yeah, making powerful enemies, possibly. I mean, the good thing is the civil war is over and civil society is waking up. So there are more and more people like you in the country by now, and mass demonstrations can happen without the police shooting everybody down. But still, it sometimes happens that people disappear, and indigenous life don't count much here in Guatemala. Also not for other indigenous people, unfortunately. So it is a sad reality of racism that also those who are negatively affected by it often re-encourage all the patterns. And yeah, nobody might care if you one day just disappear because you made two powerful enemies in the end. But yes, the time of massacres and just like the police can do whatever they want is over. And Santiago Atitlan, by the way, is a town extremely proud that they are explicitly mentioned in the peace accord between the government and the rebels in 1993 or 94. Because the people of Santiago Atitlan insisted on that there will never a soldier ever enter Santiago Atitlan anymore after a massacre which happened here by soldiers. So there was the military base, it was shut down, and until now the law is no soldiers in Santiago Atitlan. It's the only town in Guatemala where soldiers are not allowed to enter, interestingly. Yeah, which doesn't mean that all problems are solved or anything. All right, cool. So yeah, and the X is always pronounced sh. So this is in Spanish, I think that also often goes like that. So it's Takashoy. So pronounce it however you want, but if you hear me saying Takashoy, I mean your family.
Takashoy, all right.
Takashoy, yeah. Cool. Marta, do you have an idea already where the pollution is coming from, or would you like to get some hints from me? How would you like to do that?
If you have something in mind, that would be good. I don't have any.
I'm very tempted to make it realistic in that case, because there actually is currently a water infrastructure program going on, and it's very weird. So because people who were originally fighting against it suddenly in the last 2 weeks turned around and now are in favor of it, and it's pretty obvious that they got bored. It's pretty obvious, yeah. And they suddenly started to believe that it's a totally different reason why the lake is polluted than what they said before. And what they said before is closer to the truth, which is there's a lot of atmospheric pollution, actually. 80%, some people say, is atmospheric pollution, like from the rain and the air, what goes in there. And it's not people's poo. only. But they want to build $1 million project with pipes around the lake, with a real sewer system. And everybody is suspicious that the real reason for this pipe system is because now, if they build it, they can also pump the water from the lake over the crater basin down to the fincas. So they have better water access. And they pump the lake empty one day. I think we could make it a little bit more tense and more focused if we say that there's actually a factory which is polluting the lake, while the water infrastructure project is focusing on the sewer system. Does that make sense for everybody?
Works, yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah.
I kind of
atmospheric pollution is difficult to imagine. Sorry, Asha?
Last time we talked a lot about the boat mafia. Maybe we can bring them back in, like the ones to blame.
Absolutely, yeah, that would be good. Cool. All right, cool. Let's talk about the tuk-tuks you created. So, David, you already described your tuk-tuk. So Pedro's tuk-tuk has these flags, these international flags. And what can we know about Martha's tuk-tuk?
There's a lot of images of things that fly or that are in the sky. Like there's the sun and the stars and lightning and the bird. And then there's an axe, I think, mostly to have like one tough-looking thing, because the other things are sort of pretty. So it's almost like cover for all the pretty flying and sky things.
I see. Yeah. So the axe is more a compensation, right? And
yeah.
But the other things were put with love on it. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you very much. I am so happy to see all these decorated tuk-tuks. And if you follow my Google Plus account or anything, then you sometimes, or my Instagram, then you sometimes see tuk-tuks here in town. Also in the rulebook, I think there's one page with them. And I would love to see such tuk-tuks here as well. All right. So what we do now is you look at the other play characters' tuk-tuks. So first we look at Pedro's tuk-tuk. Libertad is the tuk-tuk's name. And each of us is giving Pedro one of the unforgettables, these badges. So there is the choices we have is honest, faithful, furious, and cool. And I make the start. And I definitely see faithful all the way in there. So I pick this little badge and copy it and move it to Pedro's tuk-tuk.
Did you talk about it? I didn't hear Pedro talk about this tuk-tuk. Okay.
Yeah, I just did really quickly. Yeah. It's covered in symbols and flags of what he considers freedom, and then of course his own flag.
All right. Okay.
It's named Libertad, just freedom, and then over the top of the windshield is Larga vida a la libertad, which is long live freedom, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah. So Asha, which badge would you apply?
I agree with faithful.
Yeah, that's a very strong indicator indeed, yeah. So, Bethany, what would you apply? If you want, I can also move the badge. So, what do you see in the tuk-tuk front? What do you see Pedro telling us?
I don't know what I just did there. I think honest, actually, because he's not trying to compensate. Like he's just, this is what I believe in. This is what I care about. And there's no downplaying it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I just did to this.
No worries. I put an honest badge down there by copying it from a different player.
Yeah. I tried to copy it and then all of this code came up. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think you pasted instead.
Oh.
To just say honesty.
Okay.
Yeah. You still have something else in your.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's.
Fortunately, it's not your Google password, so it's all fine. It was just shared on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. I think it was actually, you know what it was? It was the link to this page that I'm on. I copied and pasted in there.
That's not the worst. Yeah, cool. So now, Pedro, now you can only keep 2 of these unforgettables. And then on your character sheet, we can leave the tuk-tuk fronts now, and then on your character sheet, you can then put them in. I can show you how to do that in a minute. So you need to choose if you keep 2 faithful or 1 honest and 1 faithful.
I'll keep an honest and a faithful.
Yeah. And now whenever you roll a move, you can decide, okay, I make it unforgettable in an honest manner, for example, or in a faithful manner, and then this is what happens. All right, let's move over to Marta's tuk-tuk. The tuk-tuk doesn't have a name yet. That's okay. You will possibly later come up with one. We described it. So what do we see in it? And I think it's pretty cool, like with all this fancy stuff. And yeah, without the X, it would have been honest. But like that, it's pretty cool. Yeah, like everybody in town thinks so. It's well deceived.
I'm gonna say furious. I think it's really in your face.
Right. And David, what would you pick?
I'm going to agree with furious. Here. Nope.
All right. So, Marta, which do you keep?
I think I keep one cool and 1 furious.
All right. I add that on your character sheet, and you just see how that looks like.
Okay.
I did it wrong, but I did it. Cool. Okay, so we know about your extras, and Julia's extra is her vision about her clothing business. We have from the relationship map, I think we still should keep the mayor in play with her infrastructure water program. We should keep Rafet in play because he's tightly connected with Julia and now also with you, Marta. But now we need to think about the influences for the new characters, for Pedro and Marta. And I think both of you could start with 2 influence. And if you want to pick more, just feel free to do so. But 2 would be good. And I would say half-half with other player characters or with institutions, with ideas, with your extra. And if this is an opportunity to create another NPC, please do so. So this is not Monster Hearts. This is not just between the characters, interpersonal drama between the characters, but feel free like to go on your mission and to fight for freedom. And so if you have a strong, it might make sense for both of you to have a connection to the mayor, for example, or for example to Rafet Kihu. as your little brother, Marta. So yeah, and if you want inspiration, don't hesitate to ask me.
Okay, let's see. Oops.
There are a couple of suggestions for influence phrases on your character sheet, but feel free to come up with whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I like these on my playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Your family has influence over you. I think I'll just make that Rafet. He's not my only family member, but maybe he's the only one I'm close to.
Yeah. Who's keeping you also like at least a little bit in the constraints of your family.
Yeah.
All this back and forth, loving your family, wanting to get away, and I can imagine that's hard, especially when having a younger brother who would also be affected with whatever you do.
Right. I would like to leave. I don't like to be tied here. Actually, it's not so much that I want to leave, it's that I don't want to have to stay. But yeah, I have this younger brother, and I worry about like what would happen to him if I left.
Yeah.
So that gives him influence over me, I think.
Yeah. So, and for Pedro, selling avocados by day.
So tell me about this mayor who's a relative of mine and his water infrastructure project. Is he trying to fix the water, or is he trying to cover it up, like the problem that's going on with it?
Yeah, so actually very unrealistically, it's a woman. We decided last time, the mayor. It's Shunita. Not on every note here, I think. But yeah, so she's Julia's aunt. So you will also be related somehow to Julia, his family. And like what we established last time is like she supports this sewer system, very, very expensive. It will absorb like most of the public budget, and it will bring an international company building this. So many people, especially the indigenous authorities, are unhappy about this and are suspicious that there's a lot of corruption going on in the background. But that doesn't have to be true.
Well, right. Plus, I mean, the sewer system, like the sewer issue is not the real issue. That's fake, right? Like,
yeah,
lots of people suspect that it's this plant, this this factory or whatever that's polluting it.
Yes.
So I want to say
Marta even has proofs for that. That's what makes her it's her secret. Yeah, but
yeah. So I want to say somebody is tempted by my faith, and that would be her.
You still believe you can pull her on the good side?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's trying to do the best she can. And let me ask you this: she still has our last name. Is that because she's unmarried, or because she has just still uses it as her name?
Yeah, the family names here are that the family names of the two partners are combined.
Is that right?
Something like PbtA Takashoy, and only the children then only have the father's name.
Okay, so she would have like a hyphenated last name if she were married.
Yeah, so she and her husband would be Takashoy PbtA, for example, or Takashoy Mendoza, or something like this. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So, all right. Well, she is tempted by my faith. Cool.
Yeah, and we know how to interpret that, which is she is she's not 100% clear what she's doing actually, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think she wants this industry for our town, but at the same time, it's like she's having to sell her soul for it, you know, and be dishonest.
Yeah. Cool. That sounds good. It's very good. I like it. Gives them the evil mayor a much more interesting facet. Yeah, so you can put it in the influence. So if you want, I can do that. Chonita Choi. And you have influence on her, right?
Yes.
And the font size needs to be reduced, by the way. It's too big to type something. It's something like this, right? I put some words in there. But rephrase it until it fits what you had in mind. Be free to do so. Yeah. Ah, yeah. Cool. Yeah, Rafet is a little bit in love with Julia. Is that fine for you, Marta?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think I like Julia. I think that I don't think that he's like, I don't think that she's a bad influence on him or anything. So like, I think maybe she actually, by having him like deliver clothes, she's keeping him out of trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with it because like she's kind of looking out for him. He probably doesn't like that because like it makes him the little kid who's being babysat by this girl he likes, but yeah, I see it that way, and I'm glad.
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and Pedro has something to say about Marta.
Yeah, so I think that if you're cool with it, that Marta doubts my faith, so you actually have influence over me.
Okay. I'm cool with it, but what do you mean exactly? Like, do I doubt that you are faithful, or do I like?
I think
am I just skeptical of your?
I think you're just skeptical. Like, you don't think that it's like. I think it's similar to what I've written down for Cholita. Is that like you don't know if it's realistic?
Okay. Yeah.
But I think that you're in a more skeptical way, where Chonita like wants to believe it and live up to it, but you just think that I'm foolish. Like, there's no way such a thing could be true.
That makes sense. Yeah, like
that's why you put an axe on your tuk tuk.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
I think it's especially good because you have the information that I most desperately want with your secret.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. That makes it interesting, yeah. Cool. So we just need to get Julia a little bit more into the picture, I would say. So
she can have influence over me.
Yeah, in which manner?
So
far, Julia is the nicest woman in town.
For whom would you do something against your advantage? Why they have influence over you? Okay, yeah. I think I've known Julia for a long time. Like, and I don't know if she thinks of me as like a really close friend, but I think that for me, like to me, she is my closest friend.
Aww. So it would be a similar age?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What relationships can I mark up? Like, I know I resolved a relationship with Samuel. Are Diego coming back?
Diego is not coming back. So if you want,
he was
you
coming
could
next
erase
week?
that.
Okay.
I don't see it on the invitation list, so Rich just signed up for the first 2 sessions.
Okay.
Did you say something different in the Hangout? I'm
No,
not sure.
yeah. No. Okay, so I'll add the one with Marta.
Okay. So you had done something against my advantage. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's worth it, like bothering to mark down an influence or anything like that. But I just want to ask for Julia, for Asher, have you like determined like how old Julia is or like where she lives or anything like that?
Not exactly.
Would you be interested in like just having like the two of us like having the same place that we live, so that way we intersect?
Sure.
Like we're brother and sister, maybe.
But if you're an avocado seller, you might need to be near a farm, and I think I would be more in the city.
No, it's okay. I drive that every morning. I'm dedicated to selling the avocados.
All right. That
Absolutely.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Having nice avocado trees is a good thing. Yeah. But still, it's difficult to make money with that. So brothers and sisters. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool. And so to get an interesting, if I needed to summarize this is like, so we have the mayor, possibly corrupt, maybe not aware of it by herself, and there's Pedro, who's just a simple avocado seller, but still is the one spirit in the back which is like whispering into her ear that what she's doing is not right somehow. However, there is this factory polluting the lake, and the factories doing machineries, like it's like for the big school buses, the camionetas, the chicken buses as they are known in Central America. And all this dirty oil and whatever what goes in there, battery acid and whatever goes into the lake, is all very bad and is polluting the whole laguna. And Marta knows about this. But for Marta, nothing is more important than escaping from the life of her family. And so you want to use that information for that advantage, right? Somehow you're not just going out there to the press and tell everybody. That's makes sense, right?
Yep.
Cool. And yeah, and what? Yeah, and then there's Rafet, and Rafet is your little brother, Marta, but he is so into Julia. Let's see how we can, like, maybe the first role will already create like a misery out of that relationship. We will see. But so far, I wonder how Julia's stand on all this is. Is she afraid that Pedro is endangering his life with his political ideas and the way he's going public with all this, or what is Julia's opinion about this?
So Pedro just found out about this? I thought, okay.
Pedro doesn't know about it, but he's advocating. Yeah, he's very much political in that sense that he's fighting for indigenous rights and for rural Guatemala against the national government. So, and that is that's still dangerous to say.
Mm-hmm. I think I support him, but I'm worried, right? Like, these are dangerous things to do. But they might be necessary, right?
But might be necessary. Okay, so we don't have like direct conflict on that level, but we don't need to have that because we will still have conflict outside of the families. And I would say I feel confident now that we could start playing in 5 minutes and make a break until then. Does it sound good to you?
Yeah.
Sounds
If there's
good.
if anything is, then just write it to me directly or in the chat. See you in 5 minutes, which is like 7 past. All right. Cool. Anything rules-wise, David, you would like to see clarified?
I don't think so. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. Conditions, for example, I think that is so straightforward right here.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
The system is rolled with advantage and disadvantage, so 3d6 best of 2, best 2, or worst 2, if that applies.
Where are you these days?
In Santiago Atitlan, in Guatemala.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were still there.
I will be in Germany over the summer for 7 weeks for vacation purposes.
Gotcha. Well, we just had a thing that would probably be horrifying in Europe. We had a gun show here, and it was it was delightful. All right.
Oh my God! Yes, I was thinking. I often think about you and guns, and you are always my way to empathize with gun owners, because you are such a nice person and you know a lot about guns. So not all gun owners are evil.
No, we're not. I swear we're not. I swear we're not. Though a great many of us are strange. I try not to be so much that.
Humans with and without guns can be strange.
I want to have a longer conversation with you about that one day, but not now. Is not the time.
Now is not the time. And for example, here in Guatemala, it already means something totally different: having a gun or not having a gun. There's the guerrilla, and you had a gun. You helped yourself against the police.
Right. Exactly. That's yeah.
It's one of the things which you need to consider. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote a 10,000 word law school comment on a defense of the American Second Amendment. So.
Oh wow, that's long.
It was.
I would say it's not the only one, I guess.
No, there are a great many, but yeah, it was. It's something that I care about.
Cool. You added to it. Cool. Yeah, we need to talk about that if you want. It's I'm interested.
I would love to. we should set a day and do that.
It's a very convoluted sentence, the Second Amendment.
Sure can be.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything like that in Guatemala, like the Second Amendment. And if it doesn't,
I don't think that there is.
Yeah. However, there are many things work differently and would have a different meaning, like in every country. So no judgment from outside, I would say. Cool. Okay, so I promised that we start play, and then I immediately, as you can imagine, I thought like, but shouldn't I mention the tuk-tuk racings, the tuk-tuk race? I should before we play, because it's also a collaborative action that it leads us to a tuk-tuk race. And 2 players haven't been around last time. I think Bethany listened a little bit to the other recording, so you might have heard about it. So the tuk-tuk racing, which gives this all the name and why the tuk-tuk front and everything, is a little game within the game and still close to the characters and the conversation we have with the characters. It's a little bit magical realism, so we can say, snipping the fingers and say, let's do a tuk-tuk race, and then although it is not 100% realistic, people can jump into their tuk-tuks and go out and make a decision about something important in the story by running this race. And would be nice if we have one, so I can also get your feedback on how you liked it and how it fit into the game and how it works, because I'm still open, like, to make adjustments. So that would be nice, and I might force it a little bit into that direction, so I hope you still feel comfortable and still have a good time, even if I squeeze the story in that direction. So, for example, a tuk-tuk race could be like somebody wants to hide proofs that the factory is polluting the lake, and so we say, let's have a race. Who gets there first to rescue the proofs? And then we do so. It's especially nice if all characters have a different stake in the race. So, for example, last time we had a race that everybody wanted something from Julia, and we just had a little race to decide what Julia is doing, and she won the race, so she decided about herself. It can also be such a minor thing.
So it's good everyone else is gone. I don't have to do what they wanted.
Yes. Cool, yeah. Cool. Yeah, if that is so far clear, the tuk-tuk race would take something like 20 minutes. So 10 to 20 minutes at least. So depending on how quick we go through it and how much time we want to take for it. So just saying that at the beginning. So when I looked at the setup, I thought like the first thing I should do is give you a long speech by the mayor about this wonderful project which will bring new jobs to Guatemala, to Santiago Atitlan, and this big international corporate is also bringing English teachers for free and new consumers and so on and so forth. However, I have talked already a lot, and I think it's time for you to interact with each other. So we just had this speech, it was done, and people were politely applauding and everything, and the event is over. You all come with different stakes from it, and some of you are very excited about this in different directions. Others don't really care. I don't know. So I would like to see a more tense scene by night, actually. But I still would ask you if you are fine with that, because it's already something attacking your character's integrity, which is the following. What I would like to see Pedro and Julia walking home, and they live in a poor area. There's not a lot of electric light out there. So you might walk home with your flashlights from your mobile phones on. And you have people stalking you. And they are not from here. And this is not a good sign. This is absolutely not a good sign. And I would like to start while they are still having distance from you, but they are approaching you in a narrow street. It's just for walking, and they approach you from both sides now. And they obviously belong together, and they are getting closer to the two of you. Does that sound okay for you? Because it might be dangerous for your characters. Yeah?
Sure.
Good
What
for
do you think,
you.
Julia?
Okay.
Ash, you down with that scenario?
We can try it. Sure.
Okay.
Right.
So you're just walking, and the people who walk in front of you are slowing down, looking over their shoulder purposefully, and the people behind you speed up. So, but you still have a couple of lines you could exchange and make a decision what you want to do.
You see what's about to happen here?
What was that?
Julia, do you see what's about to happen here?
I do. What do you think we should do?
Are they here for you, or are they here for me?
You're the political one.
Oh, if that's the case,
So
then you
that's
should.
what I think.
If that's the case, then you should probably make a break for it.
We should go different directions. They can't follow both of us.
Yeah.
Well, there are two people, so
There's a lot of them, though, so
yeah.
I'll try and get their attention, I suppose. just turn your flashlight off and try and hide yourself or run, whatever you can do.
Okay, so I'll turn off my flashlight and find a place to hide.
And I think I start to just like sing like a national anthem or something, and like waving my flashlight around, like trying to get all their attention.
Like you're not moving anymore? Or?
Like not until they get closer, and then if it seems like they'll all pursue me, then I'll run away. But I'm trying to make sure that they don't hurt my sister.
I see. Yeah, that sounds like. And one of them has a machete in his hand now.
My
and
God! If I see a machete, like I'm running. If I see that, I'm running. Like no way.
And the machete, like it's a tool. Everybody uses it by day, but by night, there's
not at night.
Real reason
not
to have a
when
machete
you're
in your hand. No, there's no real reason to have a machete in your hand. I mean, it's a narrow street, so there's not really a good place to just run away from them. You might need to climb away, the two of you, or get through them. That is, in either case, it's not easy.
Are there any like what are they, like dishes or something for water to go in?
Dishes, like a
ditch, like a downward slope or something? I want to look for like a rock or something. So
like a
a
gully where the water will run.
Yeah, like
a gully. Yeah.
I don't know that word, but something you can throw at them.
No, like a sewer where the water will run. Somewhere you can dive down into.
Oh, just inside the ground. Yeah. Now we have a new reason why you want to have a sewer system, right? Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that should be possible. Like escaping at least in one of those tunnels, and so you end up in the lake. But I mean, I hope you can swim. Some in your generation, most people can swim. Yeah, like half of them, I would say. So that sounds like a good way, I think. But that takes a little bit of time. If you, Pedro, wait a little bit up there that your sister can disappear. Does that sound good?
I'm not going the same way. Like if she's going down there, I'm going a different way. I'm going to try and climb or do anything I can to make sure they don't follow her.
Okay, yeah. I think they are running too fast in your direction that you have also a chance to disappear without any dice roll. Would you mind rolling an engage a threat for me? Because that very much sounds like...
All right, I'm rolling 2d6.
You are rolling 2d6, yes. Okay. If you don't have advantage.
I got physical dice. What do I add anything to it, or I just tell you the result?
For engage a threat, it's a basic move. You roll plus fe. That means plus your will. And you could make a decision to make it unforgettable and use one of your unforgettables for this. Maybe this is not what you want.
I'm using my fe, which is faithful, so +1. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I got a 7.
Yeah. On your character sheet, it's still empty, the fields, but yeah, maybe it's just mine.
No, I don't see.
You got a 7. Okay, you got a 7. On a 7 to 9, you can pick just one from the list. And this is one of those lists where 2 of the options you don't really want to not happen, which is like resist or avoid danger, get what you were trying to reach, inflict a condition on someone, or impress, surprise, or frighten somebody, and you gain influence over them. And you can only pick one. And the first 2 are something which, And what you were trying to reach was that Julia is escaping in time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Is my top priority. Sorry, I'm scrolling to that rule page.
Yeah, I can hear that.
This was engaging a threat, right?
Yes,
Yeah. It's also on the character keeper. There's a moves page.
Oh yeah, I copied them in there. Here are the options.
Yeah. So I guess I would just be trying to get what you were trying to reach. I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, which is that Julia and you can escape, but you won't escape the machete.
Well,
it's up to you.
Julia would escape. Yeah, that was my.
Yeah, and you will also escape because
I'd like that too.
These people are out here to kill you, and you will escape, but the machete will hit you. It's up to you how strongly you are hit, and I would ask you to take a condition of your choice. The conditions are more emotional states. So the machete, this is not about hit points. The machete and how heavily your hit is out, totally up to you where and how heavily.
Okay. I'm sorry to slow things down, but do conditions, is there a list or do I just make one up?
Conditions, there is a list and it's in your character sheet next to the stats. Every stat has one condition right next to it.
I see what you're saying.
Yes. Guilty, hopeless, angry, and insecure.
Certainly. Yeah, I certainly think I'm angry.
Yeah. Which applies fictionally as well as it changes your Manus skill is now rolling with disadvantage until you can clear that. That's the mechanic.
Sure.
Yeah. There are different ways to get rid of that condition, and usually the most efficient one is being comforted by someone or comforting yourself, which is also possible. All right, that's a tragic beginning. But Julia, what do you do down there in the sewer? Put your brother up?
I think I'll just try to make it home, or maybe we have like an agreed upon meeting spot near the lake.
Yeah, that sounds good, yeah. The water level from the lake has sunk, fortunately, so you don't end up completely underwater at the end of the long pipe. So you just wait at the lake for him.
All right.
Makes sense, yeah. So this is where you see each other again. And Pedro, how do you look like when you arrive there, where Julia is waiting for you?
You know, it's hard to see in the darkness because I think there's just less than half a moon, and so you can't tell what's on me, but you can just hear me kind of swearing, just angry and swearing. And if you come up and embrace me, like you'll feel like the sticky substance of my own blood on my arms. So I got hacked by that knife, the big knife.
Yeah.
Very frustrated.
Yeah.
Well, let's get home and get you cleaned up.
Oh my God. These people, they don't know. They don't understand all the things we could accomplish if we just stood together. Instead, they are bought and purchased. Knives in the darkness.
They are, yes. And yeah, and you're a poor family, you don't have money for hospital or anything, so you just hope that it heals by itself.
It doesn't get infected.
Yeah. Marta, you want similarly tragic events for you, Marta?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, no, it's for sure with you, there's nothing more heartbreaking than when your beloved little brother Rafet has disappeared tonight from your family's home with a little note and giving you a strong indicator only to you. Your parents will not understand, but he decided to go to the factory together proofs. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that works. Wow. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going after him.
Yeah, trying to find him, yeah. Maybe he got inspired a little bit too much by Pedro Takashoy.
Yeah, he's been talking to Pedro too much.
Yes. And Pedro is Julia's brother, so what best could he do than following in Pedro's footsteps to impress Julia, right? Oh, that's what we created. So you are up in the middle of the night to a factory with big fences and barbed wire on the top. You know the place very well. Not and like it's out of town, and when you are at a place out of town, you can state what makes this place special, and you can use that information. That is one your profession move. So you have no problem in finding your brother, but you could tell me how you find your brother.
I think he's managed, or he's in the process of cutting a hole in the fence. And I think I catch up with them and just say, maybe you should dig under it. It's a lot easier to cover up your tracks.
But I tried, but it didn't work. Look, here over there, I started digging, but it's all full of rocks. Really, do you know a better place how to enter? What are you doing here anyway? It's dangerous out here.
I got your note, and yeah, it's dangerous out here. Just why you shouldn't be here.
Well, but you neither. Like, let me do what I have to do. I find some proof. Pedro was talking about that. There are places out here which are much worse in terms of pollution than the sewer, the old sewer system. And now I'm here, and I think the factory has something to do with it. And I have seen you here. So, but you haven't done anything.
You don't need to go in. They're discharging water into the lake. You just have to see where it's coming into the lake. You don't need to break into the fence.
There must be proof inside. Come on, sister.
Well,
you can help me. And then he continues cutting the wire there.
Right. Yeah, I think I will help him because he's just gonna do this some other time, even if I talk him out of it right now. And I do want to know for sure what I've suspected, for a while. I think so I've been working on this other, this restoration project. You take water samples, and there are things in this water sample that are definitely not coming from the sewer. I mean, I've assumed all along that it was from this factory, but I probably don't have any, definite proof.
So it's time to get some.
Yeah, like I've seen a pipe, entering the lake, but I haven't traced it to its source. So I will help him break into this factory.
Okay, yeah. Also for you, I would say, let's make this a roll to see how the story goes. And it is, interestingly, even if it absolutely doesn't sound like, it's a riding move.
Riding,
because the riding move is like when you need to speed up in time somewhere or get challenged on a run. And this is like running into something. So it's riding, actually, which is plus manos. plus your skill, and you can make a decision to use one of your unforgettables. Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to open the link.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, maybe.
Because you have the cool unforgettable and the furious, so you can make it furiously, and your brother will not forget how you helped him getting in there, for example.
Yeah, why not? I was thinking, like, how would I make this unforgettable when I'm trying to sneak through? But my brother's there, so that is one witness. Yeah.
Yes, your brother's there. It's and it's maybe something you can tell your grandchildren still from.
Right.
Yeah. So you use the cool or the furious?
I think furious, because like this is clearly obviously breaking into place. I think it's it could be either, but I think I'm gonna go with furious.
Cool. Yeah, I changed that on your character sheet. And if you have 2d6 or have a place where you can roll,
yeah, I'm just gonna roll the physical ones because the link won't open for some reason. I don't know why. Oops.
Yeah, and
let's see, 5 and 5. Oh, 10. Wait, what's the stat I'm using?
Manos. Yeah.
Oh, cool, 11.
That's an 11. That's pretty good, yeah. So there's actually even a move on your character sheet which got triggered, which is when somebody learns about your secret, they get influence over you.
Okay.
And your brother somehow learned about your secret. Since he already has influence over you, you put a little check mark on the C, which is the charged influence.
Okay.
So it's like when you build up influence over somebody, you can use it, for example, to hinder them to do something or ask them to do something for you. It's very similar to other influence mechanics. You can see it on the special moves sheet. In this case, I would rather say that he's trying to hinder you from doing it because he is a problematic factor in the whole story, because he's very inexperienced while you are the fantastic thief in the story. However, even if, so you have an 11, so I would ask you to roll one more d6 and take the lowest.
Okay, the lowest.
If it's lower than 5, yeah.
8 then.
Then it's only an 8, so you just have a partial success.
Yeah.
And the charge influence is gone again. Whenever they learn something unexpected about your secret from you, you gain influence over them. So if you have anything you could come up with, that would be perfect, because then you have mutual influence over each other.
Okay.
Good. All right. So you get in there, right? The basic move triggers, and on a 7 to 9, you might be asked to pay a price depending on the circumstances. And the circumstances are pretty obvious. There are guards in there. And if you really want to find something, the guards will recognize that somebody is in there, and you will have problems with that. Or you quickly return with empty hands. So, and with empty hands, there's still a hole in the fence.
Yes. Okay. They're going to know we were here. Looking for the source of this charge. I don't want to go into the building. Well, actually, where are the guards, inside or outside the building?
They're outside of the building. So if you escape into the building, then they might not get you easily.
Okay. Okay. Let's change that then. I do want to get into the building where they won't see us. Let's see. I'm gonna look for this is gonna come back to bite me later, but I'm gonna look for something I can throw. And once we get away from the fence, I'm gonna throw it back. at the fence where we cut it, just to make some noise. So they go and like look for the noise and then see that, and
perfect. Yeah. So you have
we're gonna have to find another way out.
Yeah. So there will be an alarm, but you have more time inside.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. All right. And I would say that was a courageous act. So you won't return with empty hands. If you want proof in the form of going to the office and find like written material there, that would be an option. Or would you prefer like some specimen from the sewer, closer to the sewer system?
About it in the first place is because so I think taking a sample from the factory would definitely, like, if I could compare it, that would prove it. So I think it wouldn't even occur to me to look for papers.
All right, yeah. So let's have like a sample from what the factory produces and what can be found in the lake. Then you just need a laboratory, and that should be proof enough. Can you still hear me properly? Because I have like a little bit of connection issues.
You froze or I froze there for just an instant. It's storming here, so I'm also going in and out.
All right, yeah. So the others might know. Okay, so you have the chance to go out again, but I think Rafet is now a little like he's not even a real teenager. He's 15 or something. So yeah, he's a teenager, but like he's very young.
Yeah.
If you want to get him out here, and because of the alarm or something, you need to somehow convince him to not freak out at the moment. Do you have anything to calm him down?
I think I try to appeal to his like I try to appeal to his pride, like, you know, and how impressed Pedro and Julia will be at like that he, you know, handled this so calmly.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That is enough leverage. The name Julia.
Right.
Would you roll plus fee for
Sure.
me? That is a get what you want, in my opinion.
7.
You pick one and they pick one for you. So they act immediately. They do not demand immediate payment. They are happy with the bargain. They gain a condition. Guess you don't want the last one. I put it also in the chat.
Oh, okay. Let's see. They act immediately. They don't demand payment. Be happy with the bargain, or they'll gain a condition. I want them to act immediately. We don't have time to fool around.
Yes, that is important. Yeah, exactly. And I take the condition afraid. Your brother is very afraid and will not do that again, sure. Which might be also good in your opinion.
Yeah, I'd rather he not do this again.
Yes. So you escape with the sample, and the guards are hunting you back with flashlights into the forest around the rocky lakeside. But well, you know the lake and the surroundings.
Yeah,
so
the lake.
You should be able to escape the guards, and you have a sample. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
All right. Meanwhile, in the same night, I would say you took care for Pedro's wounds at home. Did you talk to your parents, Julia and Pedro, or is that something you kept away from them?
I don't think I would tell. It would be up to him, right? Because he got hurt.
No, I think we've managed to forge our own little independent household away from them.
Yeah.
Even though it's impractical, we have done that for ourselves.
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, it's like a little cottage house next to the real building. You just share certain facilities together. That makes sense, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like, Julia, what do you think about that? It's like, was that threatening your life? Are you more afraid of about you or about your brother? Or how do you feel about this?
I mean, I think it spurs me to action. Like, now this is something that I need to deal with, right? Before I was just trying to work on my business. But so I think I would want to plan something with him. Like, what are we going to do now, right?
Yeah, and I think they got me in the back. So I'm like laying down on a table or something, and you're having to, I don't know, use sewing equipment or duct tape or whatever you can to try and fix that. And I just keep trying to look over my shoulder. I'm like, no, like, we've got to keep doing what we're doing. Ah, that really hurts. You have to do it quite like that.
It does hurt, yeah. So you give up all your political ambitions?
Who, me?
Yeah. What do you think?
No, I'm trying to hold on to him, but I think Julia's trying to talk me out of it.
But it hurts, yeah.
Yeah, but it hurts. But I gotta keep with it.
I think we should push further, right? Now that we got this pushback, we must be onto something. So what can we do to?
Oh, so you're just gonna massage the wound until I give up on freedom for Guatemala? Come on, Julia.
I think you're both on the same side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Julia is not by this event on your side, Pedro. No worries.
That's a good thing, then.
That's a good thing, yes. It sounds like, yeah.
Even though it was a terrible thing. I got hacked with a machete.
Yes.
Well,
Pedro
like
is still
more.
Yeah, Pedro is still very angry. In this state, I think he can't act in any sense. Yeah, like, for sure, like, this murder guys out there, it was just a last warning. If you just immediately stop everything, if you go to the police now, they will tell you that they can't do anything, but they recommend stopping any social media activity and not leaving the house for a couple of weeks. Then the situation will calm down. I'm talking about real life events right now. I heard exactly this.
No way. There's no
Not
way
by myself, but by a friend, yeah. But that's the recommendation the police is putting out in such cases. Yeah, just stop what you are doing and don't leave the house anymore for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, stop being a political influence and trying to change things for the better. No way. Not doing it.
No way, yeah. But I guess tonight it's not the time anymore, right? So at the next morning, you could continue doing what you have to do.
Yeah, I think we need to get allies, right? This is dangerous now.
It's true. We need our aunt. What's she up to?
If only she knew, what is going on. All right, yeah, so it might be a good time to meet your friend Marta the next day. Maybe you come up with a good reason to meet her. But tonight, maybe, Julia, do you think you could calm down your brother a little bit and comfort him a little bit? That he stops
that's what I would try to do.
Yeah, that sounds like, right? With the encouraging words.
We'll get them tomorrow.
Do you want to roll a comfort someone?
Sure. What is that?
It's plus corazon.
Okay.
Plus your heart.
So I have 1 heart. That's good. And I got 6, so 7.
A 7. Oh, yes. Describe how you open your heart to them and show them how you care. I think you have done that to a good degree.
Mm-hmm. Rubbing aloe all over him.
Yes. On a 7, that means a hit. They hear you. Offer them influence over you and ask if they open up to you. If they do, they clear a condition.
Yeah, I don't think we have influence yet, so that's good.
We don't, and I will gladly accept influence from my sister who is helping me in this hovel overcome these egregious wounds.
Absolutely. I mean, as explained, influence is not necessarily something good. It's good for our story, but not good for your characters. Well,
That's
you
fine.
won't have that easy, happy ending. And accepting that influence which got offered to you through this move also means that whatever you learned by her opening her heart to you is something you might abuse one day, or whatever happened there. Yeah, and you clear condition. You're not that angry anymore. So that is a good night.
I think it's just that I share this like revolutionary spirit, right? So
it sounds good, yeah. Yeah, what could feel better than finally getting your sister on your side, Pedro?
Had a real do you hear the people sing kind of moment with my sister. It's good. It's good.
Cool. So what do you all think about meeting Marta? And also, I would also like to have little Rafet with us, and we meet the next morning for a little breakfast with papaya and piña and avocado for sure, and discuss what to do. And then you could also exchange the probe, the sample from the factory you have. Is that good for you, Marta? Do you feel comfortable with sharing that secret?
Yeah, I think that's I think even if I didn't, then Rafet would immediately like just tell the like I don't even have time to share it.
Yes.
As soon as we see them, he's like, "Hey, guess what we did?"
Yes, totally. Cool. Yeah, then we have a breakfast together, I would say, all of us together. And yeah. And Rafet is the first speaking. He's the youngest and still the most courageous here in the group because he went out by night. So, like, I went to this factory and, through the fence. And then we got inside and we took a sample, like in this old Coca-Cola bottle here. And if we now just have a laboratory and talk to somebody important, and he doesn't want to stop
Quiet.
talking.
Keep it down.
And now you might see that Pedro is not looking so well.
You okay, Pedro? You're moving very slowly. Did you hurt yourself?
The oppression bearing down on me in the alley as they attacked my sister and myself. But it sounds like you and your small patriot here have given in, and now you are serving the cause too. And I just lean back in my chair. It brightens my entire spirit.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you should be a little more subtle about people tried to kill you. That's a problem.
I lean forward and grab one of your hands, and I'm like, don't say that so loud. You want to talk about being subtle? Look, we were just walking home, and these people attacked us with the machete. They attacked us.
Rafet jumps to Julia and says, "Are you fine, Julia?"
Yeah, I got out, but thanks to my brother.
No thanks to me. She's fast on her own. Look, we need some avocado with this toast. I just start pairing up some avocado for us all. Very, very good, perfect. I lean back in my chair doing that.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah. On some pan francés or some tortillas, usually. Yeah. That sounds good, yeah. Ah, it's incredible. It's incredible. What is happening here? But Junita Takasha, the mayor, she must know.
I think she's the one behind all this.
Yeah.
No, she must not be. She's the one who needs to know about this so she can change it going forward. I do not believe she knows all of this is happening, or else she would not allow it, surely. She is our own blood, Julia. Do you think she knows?
I think there are strong interests against her knowing.
I think she has a strong interest in turning a blind eye. I hate to say anything against your aunt, but how could she not know?
And I grab hold of Martha's hand. No, Martha, no, please. Do not say it, that you believe it to be so too. Oh.
Look,
And I let go and like despondently just kind of cover my head in my hands. I'm like, it cannot be, like, it is so corrupt? Surely no.
Look, I'm just saying, don't just go to her and tell her. If she does know, we don't want her to know that you, yeah.
It's complicated, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Totally confused.
I thought we might be able to, I don't know, do something with this, but if there are people like willing to murder Pedro, and he wasn't even the one who broke into the factory.
Ooh,
I don't. Yeah. I think maybe it's safer if we don't use this.
Julia, you get an important phone call by the person sponsoring your business. And I think the others, when you start talking with that person, I think his name is Freddy, and they see how your face is turning a little bit more pale, because Freddy is saying, "Well, I reconsidered the whole business idea of yours, and I think we should like postpone this a little bit." Currently, like I hear, like there's a lot going on in your family as well, and there are troublemakers all around, and I'm not too happy about this. And I think you should reconsider your business idea. Maybe it works another time, somebody else. Huh?
We had a deal.
Yeah, and there
This
he
is how
already.
business deals work. You have to follow through. You can't just pull out.
You want to empathize? Try to at least tell him something they didn't intend you to tell you.
Sure.
Otherwise, he would just stop the phone call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll just be talking about what I've been doing, right? Like I put all this work into it. We got contacts already. It's all ready to go.
It looks so good, yeah.
Corazon.
Das Corazon. Yes.
That's 7 plus
7 plus 1.
8.
Then 8.
So I got one question probably.
First of all, say how it feels and how you tease more out of it. It seems you are begging and telling him, try to remind him of his
Yeah, I think I feel almost like heartbroken. Like this is what I've poured myself into for the last.
Yeah. How can the others in the room see how heartbroken you are?
I think I just not just like stop eating, right? Like not hungry anymore and like pull away from the table.
Oh, the tasty avocado. So pick one question.
What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I'd do? What is your character holding a grudge against? I think what does the character wish I'd do? Right? Like I want to keep this going.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty obvious. The obvious one is like stop Pedro from agitating. That is pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for your role you deserve a little bit more. And that is it's just the next couple of days, and today there is another big meeting. And if nobody is making any trouble from your family there on this meeting with the corporate doing the factory and everything, doing the sewer system and everything, if he doesn't show up there, he sees the future for your project. You could ask a second question by giving Freddy influence over you. Or you
like
just leave it there.
Yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. That
I don't know what else there is to get.
Yes. So just this meeting this afternoon, and then everything is fine. So this afternoon at the municipality, at the building, there's another meeting. The mayor has invited everybody, as it seems. And in this meeting, nobody should do any trouble. That would be important. Pedro needs to recover anyway, right? Yeah.
But I think I want to go to this meeting. Just not talking about it.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Do you tell the others about the developments, or what do you tell them?
That's a good question. I think I'll just tell them that I'm having a bad day. First, we were attacked. I'm threatened. This isn't going well.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah. Anybody would be having a bad day after that.
And Rafet is switching. Like he still has this condition, afraid from yesterday, and he's still afraid and very afraid. And now that he sees Julia, he's also turning against you, Marta. There's Marta. He's taking you with both hands. There's Marta. This business is all what Julia has. Forget everything what I said, and let's this sample. It's not that important. We can still stop everything later. He's looking shyly in Pedro's direction.
Well, Pedro doesn't have to go if we go.
Can we stop him from going? I think he wants to go. I think he wants to go.
Yeah, of course he wants to go. It's Pedro.
So what can we do that he doesn't leave? Can we lock him inside here or something?
Well, maybe we should talk to him. Like, Pedro, look, this meeting you're supposed to go to, or you don't go. There are already people who want to kill you. Don't go. We will go.
People have been wanting to kill me forever. Here, have some more avocado. Just don't worry about it. It's something I'm used to at this point.
Probably. All right, yeah. So we have a couple of hours before this meeting happens at the mayor's office. There's still a sample. Rafet wants the sample to disappear. We could just throw it on the basurera out there. Nobody needs ever to think about it again. We don't have to throw it in the lake. It's polluting the lake, right? The sample. Julia will go to the meeting and will probably behave there, right?
Well, I have mixed feelings about this because I have the lavanderia, the like laundry area in the lake, right? So if the lake's contaminated, then that won't help the business I currently have, right? But if I push against the contamination, then I can't do my future business.
There we go.
It sounds like, yes.
So I think, yeah. So I want to get some information about how it would affect what I'm doing right now to present, right?
It sounds like, yes.
Just
I can see that, yeah. And Marta, what would you like to do? You would like that nobody goes to the meeting and nobody disturbs it? Are you afraid of Rafet or?
I'll offer to go to the meeting and tell them what I see, but I'd rather, well, I definitely don't want Pedro to go because yeah, they're already trying to kill him, and I don't want Rafet to go. But like I'll go and not cause trouble.
Cool. And Rafet doesn't want anybody to go. He's afraid of Julia. He's afraid of his sister. And Pedro will only cause more trouble if he goes.
Right.
What do you think about that the meeting happens pretty soon and whoever comes there first can enter the meeting and the rest is locked out? What about having a tuk-tuk race to the municipality from your place? Are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. That sounds cool.
Pedro's in for sure.
Yeah. So we all can see you jumping out all in a sudden. The avocado toast is left on the table. And you jump to your tuk-tuks, get in there, and yeah, let's see who arrives there first. So, the racing template, can I send you the link?
That'd be great.
Cool, yeah.
Yes.
So I cleaned the one from last time, and here is the racing template. It takes a moment for me to load. Maybe I have it open already somewhere. No, I don't. So there we go. So what is the race about? So what will the winner get? I think we decided about that already. So I share my screen. Does it work? It does, right? Yep. I can enter that. So what is the race about? Who goes into the meeting? If Julia goes into the meeting, she also gets some more information about what she can do there, that for sure. Pedro will have, when he has the chance to go into the meeting, he can make a public statement about his political positions and maybe convince the mayor, Jonita, to switch sides. Because if he makes a good speech, I'm pretty sure he can when he wins the race. And Marta can rescue her brother from not entering, right?
Yeah.
And all her other friends. And you have the sample, you can stop the pollution.
Right.
Who goes into the meeting? All right, so we don't have Samuel and Nessie here, but we have Marta in the race. And we don't have Rebecca and Storm, but we have Pedro in the race. Marta is already at the bottom. Sorry, then this is Rafet. Rafet also wants to go into the race.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Yeah, I will copy the Marta to player 4. Makes sense. Cool. All right. So for a race, what do we need to do to have a race? First of all, we have something we call preparation. So when you join the race, you get one unforgettable free choice. Just add it on your character sheet. And each participant can now choose one basic move to roll and bring it into the fiction. So that could be something like a flashback, beginning of the race, how you prepare your tuk-tuk. It could be how you disencourage your competitors, do something against them. And the list of basic moves is just an inspiration. We don't follow the procedures of the basic moves fully through. We just get an idea about what kind of thing we could do and on which stat to roll. And depending on the result, 10 plus, 7 to 9, or miss, you start with more or less flow. And the flow is how well you are in the race, like if you are in the front or in the middle or at the back of the race. So flow is your current position.
Can you hear anything?
Yeah. I had to refresh, and then I got back.
Okay. I can't hear anything from Garrett or Bethany.
Yeah, I can't hear them. I couldn't hear anybody for a little bit, so I refreshed.
It's weird.
So, which one of us is Lisa Simpson? Trying to stop this polluted lake. We all are.
Hopefully they pop back in here.
If you go to the Hangout, everyone should still get those messages.
Yeah. See what we got here.
I made a message. Think you need to refresh. Oh, but Bethany's still here. But I can't hear her. And then
Yeah, she's frozen for sure.
Garrett isn't even in the call anymore.
What the heck?
But he was hosting it. It's still live, so people are gonna see this.
Yeah. Trying to get him on Slack.
You fancy. Oh.
Ooh.
What happened? Can you?
Oops, she's gone too.
Okay. Oh, there you are. We got Garrett.
Okay.
I'm back.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I just need Bethany. She just refreshed, I think.
Hopefully that fixes everything.
Okay, yeah, cool, yeah. My mobile data. I'm fortunate this week to have mobile data, so I can continue with mobile data, although I don't have Wi-Fi at the moment.
I think we all lost connection. I don't know that it's your data.
Oh, we all lost connection?
Yeah, everyone got disconnected at
yeah.
the same time. So
but maybe because I got lost because I was the host. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Bethany is joining us again. Cool. I hope so.
I hope so too.
We have again. I hope so too. Yes. Oh, I think you lost me pretty early on when I described what to do. Right? You were like I want to let you choose a basic move of your. You don't follow the procedure fully through. It's just to give you like inspiration of what you could do as preparation of the race. So what you, for example, could do is like you could hinder your hinder your competitors. You could prepare your tuk-tuk. You like redesigning it, putting nice music on. You could also comfort somebody. Like I think all basic moves could. I robot that bad that you don't properly understand me, or is it?
It's coming in and out.
Is it all right?
Now it's better, yeah.
say something
It's
again.
Más o menos, I guess, in Espanol.
Okay, now it's working. Yeah, that was
The good thing is switch back to the other network and back again.
okay.
And
Maybe that's what fixed it, because it was very difficult to hear, but now you're coming in loud and clear. Or you were.
He's probably switching back now. And I think Bethany, it said, saw my message, so hopefully she gets back soon.
Oh my gosh. It's just a doomed.
Doom, doom, doom.
Oh.
Yep, there she is.
Okay, and there he is. Okay, I see him.
Now there are two of them.
Well, one
I
of
think
them
we
was
all
on-
back.
Well, yeah, we're still waiting to hear Bethany.
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go. We're all back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did everyone get kicked out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it wasn't you. And because I'm the host of the call, I think I made everybody leave the call. So everybody left the call, but we still don't know who is going into the meeting. And I still want to fix that
Right.
with you. And I hope the connection keeps us together this time. Are you all ready? Good.
I think so. Let's see.
And can you understand me? So we are about to prepare the race. So everybody can choose one basic move for a flashback scene or a scene where you for getting so fast into the tuk-tuk, or you learn something about them by empathizing about them. The whole basic move is just that we get a little roll to see how well you start into the race. Anybody already have an idea how they would,
Okay.
with which basic move? Just say a basic move, and then we can come up with the fiction.
I think I'll do
You could
comfort.
hear me?
Yeah.
More or less.
Más o menos. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
And who do you want to comfort? Yep, I can hear you. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of lag, though.
So who do you want to comfort?
Myself, I think I'll comfort myself by finding something to present.
Ah, yeah.
Like maybe finding some
Good.
old
Yeah,
clean
sounds
clothes
great.
versus
So
now.
you roll 2d6 plus Corazon,
Okay.
and this is how we see it.
9. 8 plus 1.
Okay, so you start with one flow. So you move your tuk-tuk. I can share that beautiful tuk-tuk in with you.
What? To 1?
Yes, you move it up. To 1. To 1, yes, 1 flow for a partial success. Pedro, do you have an idea how you would approach the race?
I think it's just with like as much passion as I can muster, seeing everyone dodge out. So I'm just trying to give my tuk-tuk as much fuel as it can manage, maybe even more fuel than it should manage to gun ahead.
So that sounds like tuning.
Yes. Hello?
Hey, looks like we're having connection difficulties again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Bethany's gone.
Oh, I can hear Garrett now.
I can hear you, yeah. Actually, I try to network again because this is tough.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Let's see here.
David, I feel so reminded of some of the sessions last year we had together.
So it goes. I'm just gonna lower all my settings to try and accommodate everyone. See how this goes.
Yeah, maybe we can just do a voice call and see if that fixes everything.
Yeah, so we can at least finish this session out because we're getting close to the end time. Really struggling.
Hey there, Bethany. Oof. I'm afraid it says it won't go much. If we're just doing a race, maybe we could do that over the chat even. It's just like what move and then rolls and obstacles.
Just sounding great. for a couple seconds anyway.
I can understand you.
Oh.
What was that?
I said I can hear you fine right now, but yeah, you're the only one I can hear.
Yeah,
I think
something weird's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got no kind of connection between all of us anymore.
Hey.
Well, there's a connection between us. It's just not Garrett.
Come on, work.
Yeah, Garrett.
I'm back, and I am back on my home Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But this is the point where I need to ask you: Are you too? Was that too nerve-wracking? And you say, "Let's continue another time," or would you still try to do it?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah. So this is I'm back on the main network. Yeah, but definitely you're also coming back in and out, right? Because of connection issues, right? And David,
I'm not sure if it's me or if it's it's probably a little of both.
Yeah, it's mostly me, I guess. David, are you around?
Yeah, I'm here. Let me ask you this. Like, it seems like we're going to have connection issues for the next little while, at least. What if we just do the tuk-tuk race over like text chat, you know, over the Hangout text and resolve that, and we can call that a session. What do you think about that?
That would be nice. Yeah, it would be very nice. If everybody feels comfortable with that idea. I would love to do that, because actually it's a nice little document as well.
Yeah, we can even do it in a document chat.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. What do you think about, I mean, the strange thing is we talk now with a stable connection about the unstable connection, but it doesn't have to stay like this. That's the problem. So what do you think about using the character sheet? And I make a tab in the character sheet for that.
That should work.
Yeah?
I think that could work.
I call it racing. Racing for meetings. For meeting. Don't do that in real life. Hello, I write. And we also have the beautiful document, the drawing. I will also switch to the drawing again. I need to go full screen. All right, so cool. So we feel ready to switch to the document and continue there. Then we leave the call, or shall we continue staying in the call?
Yeah, we can do both until this breaks out.
All right, yes. David, what do you think?
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. And Bethany, for you as well? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, so yeah, that's the reality of living in Guatemala as well, with the connection. All right. So everybody had to pick a basic move, and so I make like a column with basic move, if that makes sense, to prepare. And we have seen already Julia comforting herself.
And Yeah, I've actually moved Pedro down so you can actually put things.
Ah, oh, cool, yeah. And I delete the hello. And NPCs automatically start with one flow. Ah, cool. We first need to move a little bit back and forth, yeah. So Marta is there, Pedro is there, and we have Rafet. Okay, cool. So, Pedro, you assess the situation. So you roll 2d6 plus Fee. And that then gives you, and you need to describe like what you actually do there.
Or in text chat.
Yeah. In which text chat are you?
Oh, you're muted, David. That's why we can't hear you.
Ah, yeah, you might have talked. Result 8. Get ahead of them, yes. So what did you see? How to get ahead of them? With a mixed result, you got something. You can use the basic move as a guideline to assess the situation, or just and push it back to me, or just take over the narration. Aha, okay. So you try to see how you are able to get ahead of them. Your avocado hot overturned in front of someone. Cool. Yeah, we can see maybe somebody's roll doesn't go so well, and then we know who it was, I would say. So Marta, what do you do? You tune. And what do you roll, and what do you actually do to your tuk-tuk, or what do you tune? Tuning can mean every kind of activity where your skills, maybe as a thief, are of relevance. Okay, you worked on the tuk-tuk yesterday. Yeah. And how does that look like? In good condition. All right. So far, everybody starts with one flow. So I also move Pedro's tuk-tuk to position 1. Let's see. And Marta's as well.
Yep, everyone's at 1.
Everyone's at 1. Again, okay. All right. So the race can now begin, and each of us is taking one turn to describe one obstacle we have to pass, and you say who is championed at the obstacle and who is troubled. Then we all roll a d6 to see how well we do at the obstacle, and the champion one adds +1, and the troubled one subtracts 1 from their die roll. And there's a little chart which on the racing map, which tells you how that affects your flow. So let me start with an obstacle. Rafet actually was the one who got stopped by the avocado cart. All right. So I write obstacles. maybe we can use the same line on top here. So Rafet's idea is like to really get out fast, and he didn't think about the avocado jumps. He called the police for a traffic stop and see that there is somebody driving far too fast over the road. So he's calling the local police out to stop everybody because he got stuck anyway. So you can't champion yourself, but he champions for sure. He champions Julia because he loves Julia. And the one he really wants to stop, the one who is troubled because of that, is Pedro. So Pedro is troubled and Julia is championed. So we all roll 1d6. The champion adds 1 and the troubled subtracts 1. Oh, Pedro rolls a 0. That means you lose 1 flow. And Martha gets a 3, which means you don't lose or gain flow. And
okay,
so I got a 4.
Yes. And what do I get? I get a 6. That means Rafet is moving fast forward. And Pedro is falling behind again. Pedro, how does that happen? So we are in text chat now. It's a little bit confused about this because I'm still talking and it seems people can hear me. But Pedro, how does it work? Like, why do you fall behind at the police stop? And what? So and currently it looks like that Julia is ahead with 2 flow together with Rafet. He also has 2 flow. Who will make it? But Pedro is far behind with 0. Oh, Rafet tosses a large tool behind himself, which causes a tire to burst. I must change it or destroy my wheel. Oh, that is so mean. Yeah. I see. Yeah. Okay, cool. The next person is Julia to describe an obstacle.
All right. I wanted to do like throwing clothes off the vehicle, but I did that last time with bugs, so I want to make it a little more interesting. Maybe I'll put clothes like on the ground, so like they bump over it, and if they're going too fast, they can lose control. I think that's more interesting.
Yeah, cool. Would you summarize it? It looks like uneven ground.
Sure, that's the easy way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like construction on the road and all these little stones. I don't know how to call them. This
gravel. That's what we call them.
Gravels. Yeah. In German, it's Schotter. Is on the road. Okay, that's especially bad for half-destroyed wheels, I guess. But anyway, it could also be of advantage. So who is champion and who is troubled?
I think I'll champion Pedro since he's my brother, and then trouble Martha.
Yes. Okay. Okay, cool. Then everybody rolls. And what are the results?
Okay, so I stay. Martha did well.
Not so well.
Yep.
Okay, I'm fixing this, and yes, Rafet rolled a 1, so he loses 1 flow. And Marta goes ahead. She gains flow, if I see that correctly. So she's on 5 now. And Pedro is also gaining 1 flow. So I'm moving the tuk-tuks back. Pedro is up on 1. And what is Julia doing?
The same.
Julia is...
I'm not 4-2. Sorry.
Marta, you gained 1 flow, right? So you're on flow 2 now. I think so, yeah. Okay, Marta had the highest roll. So in this case, the highest roll is interesting. So Marta, how did you make it so well over the ground? Yes, clothes maybe, yes. Oh, the washing clothes were actually on the ground, yeah.
So what's the next obstacle?
Yeah, Marta, did you say something or write something? No, right? She's gone. She's gone out of the chat. Ah, she's coming back, yeah. So yeah, we can already think of, yeah, it's we are still troubled. Following the rules. Marta, are you back?
Yes.
Oh yeah. How were you troubled with how did you get over so well over the obstacle?
I've seen her do this before, so I knew to expect it. And I think I've probably, like, at my work, there's probably a lot of really kind of muddy, soft, uneven ground, so I'm used to driving on odd terrain.
Yes. Yes. Good. Okay, so Marta, what's your obstacle then?
Oh, I think along the same lines. I think I go right through a patch of like dirt road with it. Just it's.
Okay, I didn't get it all, but there's dirt road and
A patch of mystery.
the rest is the mystery.
It's,
Slippery clay mud. Oh,
yes, there we go.
so you can. How do racing drivers call that? That is like this when you slide with your car to the side. Sounds like, yeah. So who is troubled? Who is championed? Aha. Julia's championed and Raphael is troubled. All right, there we go. So let's roll.
and I was championed. Cool. I got a 3, so the +1 doesn't help. Or does it?
No.
Yeah, it does. 4 more is
It
+1.
does. On the 4 more, you get +1. Yes.
Wow. Yep, move up. Doop, 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 doop.
Okay. And the anonymous axolot is. What did he roll? Drifting is the word. Yeah, that was I was looking for. Yeah, drifting.
Drifting.
Yeah, drifting over the mud. So, what did Pedro roll? David has left the.
Yeah, I was chatting with him in the Hangout chat,
Ah, okay, yeah.
so he asked what to roll.
Ah, yeah. Because he also has the last obstacle to describe, but he's. Do you see him around in somewhere?
Yeah, in the Hangout.
In a separate Hangout window?
The Hangout for this. If you go to like hangout.google.com, there's a persistent chat for this.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it says only Bethany, David, and I are in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You must have left that one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not in that one, and I also can't see it, so I can't join that one. But what did he say, and what did he write?
He just asked what to roll, so I said a D6. And he hasn't
A
responded.
D6. Ah, yeah, cool, yeah. And I don't see an entry or anything yet.
He got 4.
He got a 4, so we can put a 4 in here. So that means he moves 1 forward. All right, and Pedro is the last one who describes an obstacle, and then the race is coming to an end. We need current, yeah, and we need your obstacle. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that is such a mystery now in which where we are and what is going on.
There's a local farm animals.
Yeah, I can't join the Hangout window because my YouTube identity is different from my my Google identity. So in Hangouts I'm as Gerrit, and on YouTube I'm as Beta-Funktion, because there was a time it wasn't the same. And I'm a stubborn German. I don't want it to be the same, because why? A lot of local farm animals we found. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Who's championed? Who troubled? Me.
And then we'll be done. We'll know who gets there.
So how is it? How does it look like? Who is champion? Who is troubled?
I don't know.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, and
That's like he's
writing.
typing. Yes, it's
Okay. He's purple, right? Yeah.
But I got a 6, so I'll be good.
You will be good. Yes. Whatever happens, you're good. Then I roll for Raffet. And Raffet gets a 5. So whatever that means, so it doesn't matter. He also moves 1 forward. Cool.
Oh, I win again.
Martha's ready. Julia is troubled. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. And Martha, what did you roll? Yay! Martha rolled a 6. Okay.
Kills 3 chickens on the thing.
Oh, and Martha rolled a 6, and so was really, really fast. Julia is also very fast. What we see is Julia being so far ahead with 2, while all the others are on a flow of 2.
Hmm.
Cool. Flow. I put flow up on there. So Julia has 4 flow. And now, yeah, I'm still just talking to Asher, right? And Bethany, you also hear me? Yeah. So for the finale, Asher, you already know how it works, or might remember.
That's going to be hard to explain over a
Yes, I can
spreadsheet.
just copy the text into the chat. It's an experience. Let's take it positively. So now, when each player has introduced an obstacle, the race is coming to an end. Everybody secretly defines a speed. So no, some are more ahead, some are a little bit behind. So those who have high flow, like Julia as always, are a little bit in advantage. However, the others can still speed up and just push their tuk-tuk to the extreme to really get fast into it. So everybody picks a speed level. Everybody picks one number at the same time. That is your speed level. But then you need to roll over that speed level. Otherwise, you don't make it into the goal. You can re-roll, but then you need to take a condition.
All right. So I learned to bet high.
Yeah. So if that can be communicated to David. Or is that getting too complicated? What do you think? Julia will win anyway, right?
I hope so, but you never know. Last game I was in last place and still won.
Makes sense to me.
Cool. All right.
Where do we put our numbers?
Be next to the character in the table of the spreadsheet. So we have flow 2, and yeah, I'm still running short of numbers 1 to 4. So we should put our number in all at the same time. Can we communicate it? But how to count to 3 when we don't hear each other? I think it's all fine. I have a number. I write down a number for Rafet.
Okay.
And is everybody ready to write a number?
I think you're the only one on the sheet. You and I.
Okay. And Martha and David are gone, or where are they?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're on the character keeper, but not the other one.
Ah, yeah, on the character keeper. That's what I mean. I mean, let's put it in the character keeper. But is David ready? Because I can't communicate with him.
David said I should win.
You should win, yeah. I put a 9 in. What did you choose?
11.
11. So you will win if you roll over it, yeah.
Yep. So I got a 9 plus 4. It's over 11.
Martha has a 9 as well. You made it, Julia?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Julia, you won again.
I'm just great at this tech thing.
You're so great, yes.
This is my kind of game.
If I ever meet. Yeah, David is writing the 2 tie. Yes, but 11, and so she won. Okay, cool, yeah. And I applaud the winner. I don't applaud the technique, and I'm so sorry for everybody for this very rough ending of our session, but I still very much admire how much you dare to stay with me for this end. And I'm happy that we all survived to this moment. I hope to see you next week, Bethany and Asher, and I can't promise anything, but last week my connection was okay. Really. And I played like 3 or 4 times. This week I played 4 games and 3 had perfect connection and 1 didn't. I'm so sorry that it was exactly this one. You were in. All right. Is it okay for you if I invite you to a Google Hangout, one in which I'm also in, and then I can say again sorry and maybe also ask how the game was? All right. Does it sound good to you? Then I stop the recording here. The recording of this little disaster at the end, but we made it to the end. Thank you all.
Thank you. So fun.